Think of the top electronics companies, and names like Samsung, Sony, and Apple might roll off your tongue quicker than JVC. But did you know that JVC's revolutionary invention, VHS, changed the game? Despite not ranking in the top 10 of today's consumer electronics giants, JVC has steadily built a loyal following over nearly a century of history. Let's rewind to the start of the 20th century to uncover the fascinating story of JVC. Originally known as the Japan Victor Company, JVC Kenwood now owns this Japanese tech stalwart. But here's the twist. JVC's roots actually trace back to New Jersey, where it all began. The beginning. The emergence of recorded audio in the late 19th century sparked a frenzied scramble among companies eager to leverage this new technology, which we can liken to the AI boom in today's world. Among these pioneers was the Victor Talking Machine Company. Established in New Jersey in 1901, the company was known for its logo, which was called his master's voice. This logo was inspired by a painting depicting a dog named Nipper attentively listening to the voice of his late owner. Interestingly, the inspired painting featured an Edison phonograph and not a Victor machine, but was changed for the purpose of the His Master's Voice logo. Victor of Japan didn't just grow rapidly, they skyrocketed, fueled by their early adoption of record technology. But like any great story, there were setbacks. The rise of wireless radio posed a threat. Instead of folding, Victor got creative. They had a groundbreaking idea: better sound quality through electrical microphones and amplifiers. This was their turning point. In 1925, they made their grand entrance with Victor Day. Their innovation didn't stop there. Victor introduced the first consumer record player tailored for these recordings, captivating radio enthusiasts in the 1920s. Their success wasn't confined to the US. They ventured into foreign markets, establishing the Victor Talking Machine Company of Japan in 1927. There, they pioneered Japan's first phonograph recording. 2 years later, RCA, the Radio Corporation of America, swooped in, acquiring Victor. But it wasn't just for their record player market. It was for their distribution network, a strategic move to boost radio sales. Following its purchase, the record player market took a nosedive a few months later, courtesy of the Wall Street crash. It's like a roller coaster ride, with struggling consumers tightening their belts and ditching luxuries for the bare necessities. Suddenly, radios become the new rock stars, offering free entertainment to anyone who tunes in. Sensing the seismic shift, Victor of Japan does a 180, swapping out phonographs and records for sleek, cutting-edge radios in the 1930s. But wait, there's more. In a stroke of genius, they released Japan's first ever locally made television in 1939, a move meant to cushion the blow of the Wall Street crash fallout. But alas, fate had other plans. Just as victory seemed within reach, the war drums started pounding between Japan and China, sending shockwaves through the industry. RCA, in a dramatic twist, yanks their support faster than you can say channel surfing, unable to support a Japanese subsidiary in wartime. In a pivotal turn of events, the company found itself under new ownership by Japan's prominent family-run conglomerates, a move greenlit by RCA. Despite this change, the iconic Victor and his master's voice trademarks were retained, but exclusively for the Japanese market. This was just the beginning of the company's journey through the twists and turns of history. Tokyo Electric, now famously known as Toshiba, later acquired the company. However, maintaining an American name during wartime with the Americans proved challenging. To navigate this, Victor of Japan boldly rebranded itself as the Nippon Onkyo Company in 1943, a strategic move that laid the foundation for its future identity. It's worth noting that while there have been speculations and similarities, there's no direct link between JVC and the high-end audio brand Onkyo. The name Onkyo itself holds a meaning in Japanese, translating to sound resonance. Post-war. After World War II, Victor of Japan underwent a transformation into the Japan Victor Company, JVC, with ownership transferring to the IBJ, Industrial Bank of Japan. This shift brought about significant changes, as JVC soon found itself facing financial turmoil. The post-war era was a challenging time for Japan, struggling with immense debts and economic devastation. JVC, caught in this turbulent environment, toiling to sustain its operations. In a bid to secure its future, JVC explored potential takeovers, approaching Toshiba and the American RCA company. However, neither showed interest in shouldering JVC's financial burdens. It was a bleak period for the company, with its future hanging in the balance. Fortunately, a glimmer of hope emerged when Matsushita, known for its Panasonic brand, stepped in and acquired JVC. This acquisition marked a turning point for JVC, injecting new life into the company and paving the way for its revival. During this period, JVC shifted its focus to radio production, a reflection of the dangling economic landscape, reminiscent of the effects of the Wall Street crash. However, by 1953, Japan's economy began to recover from the ravages of war, enabling JVC to resume its record sales. However, by 1953, Japan's economy had sufficiently breathed from the damage caused by the war, which made JVC resume record sales. Subsequently, in the late 1950s, JVC expanded its offerings to include stereo reel-to-reel tape recorders and musical instruments. In 1959, JVC rocked the tech world with its very first videotape recorder. While others had toyed with the concept earlier, it was JVC's revolutionary two-head helical scan system that stole the show. This breakthrough allowed for much slower tape speeds, unlike the rapid 16 feet per second of earlier attempts. Sure, the machine was bulky and best suited for TV studios, but it was a start. Fast forward to 1963, as the KV-2 was making headlines again with its sleeker design and built-in monitor. It could record at a cool 6 feet per second, meaning you could squeeze a whole hour of TV onto a standard 7-foot reel of 1-foot videotape. The world of video recording was heating up, and in 1966, things really took off with the first color video cartridge recorder. This paved the way for the U-matic video cassette standard, a collaboration between Matsushita and Sony, hitting shelves in 1971 and making video recording even more accessible. JVC was on fire. More productions. In the 1960s, JVC was a TV titan, dominating the scene until they dropped a bombshell in 1970. The Videosphere. This portable TV looked straight out of a sci-fi flick with its space helmet design, becoming an instant hit. Meanwhile, JVC was making waves in high-end audio, showcasing Japan's rising star in the global electronics arena. Teaming up with RCA in 1971, JVC produced CD4, a groundbreaking quadraphonic system for LPs. While it didn't soar commercially, it showed JVC's innovative spirit. With their roots in hardware and records, JVC pivoted in 1972, birthing Victor Entertainment, a move that set the stage for console gaming in the late 80s and 90s. As the era unfolded, U-matic faced hurdles in the consumer video market due to its cost and limited runtime. This spurred Sony, Matsushita, and JVC to chart their own paths, ultimately shaping the future of video technology as we know it today. JVC moved on to produce VHS. Sony launched Betamax, while Matsushita built VX format, which had a relatively brief existence in the world of video technology. After Matsushita's unsuccessful attempt to keep their VX format going, they showed massive support for JVC's VHS to be ahead of Sony in the market. JVC, open to licensing their format widely, garnered additional backing due to Matsushita's endorsement, swaying other companies towards choosing VHS over Betamax. The plan worked out as planned, as VHS dominated the market with its format. But JVC wasn't just about video gear. They had a sonic side hustle too. Their lineup included everything from top-notch audio gear to budget-friendly options. They even jumped on the Walkman craze with their own cassette players, and in the 70s they made a splash with car stereos, hi-fi speakers, and GB1E Globe speakers, ensuring killer sound no matter where you placed them. During the 1980s, JVC unveiled direct drive cassette decks, promising high-quality sounds attributed to enhanced speed stability. Towards the end of the 1990s, they expanded their products to include DAT recorders and digital sound processors. Following the trend of many Japanese electronics firms, JVC ventured into the realm of computers with the MSX format, though without significant success. JVC then raised the bar for video recording quality with the introduction of the SVHS standard, while simultaneously enhancing their camcorders with high-quality stereo sound and compact VHS-C tapes. Pioneering further, JVC introduced WVHS to help facilitate analog high-definition video, followed by digital VHS or DVHS, marking a transition to digital video recording technology. VHS proved excellent for storing extensive data, making it a prime choice for recording in the music industry, where 8-track digital audio recorders use VHS tape. With the shift towards disc-based video formats like DVD, JVC continued with DVHS, which evolved into D-Theater with better video quality. However, the limited ownership of high-definition TVs among consumers and the convenience of discs thwarted the adoption of these new VHS formats, resulting in their failure to gain significant popularity in the market. Despite Laserdisc's superior quality compared to VHS, JVC, along with its parent company Matsushita, threw its weight behind the VHD format in a bold move against RCA's CED format. While CED's demise spelled trouble for RCA in the 1980s, JVC managed a modest success with VHD, gaining traction in Japan. Unfortunately, JVC's financial woes prevented VHD from launching globally, and the failures of Laserdisc and CED dealt further blows. JVC toyed with the idea of a high-vision version of VHD, but the growing popularity of VHS for pre-recorded videos made them think twice. Instead, they pushed DVHS, but it never quite took off. Despite introducing new formats like DVHS, JVC couldn't turn their luck around, leading to layoffs and slashed R&D budgets from 1991 to 1995. All of these challenges didn't stop them. JVC moved on to introduce the first widescreen TV in 1991 and collaborated with Philips to develop the video CD standard. Although its limited resolution and storage capacity were not significant improvements over VHS, the emergence of DVD technology overshadowed JVC's efforts, despite their contributions to MPEG compression. As a result, Matsushita sought to divest JVC, ultimately merging it with Kenwood in 2008 to form JVC Kenwood. This merger resulted in a strategic focus on car entertainment, leading to the discontinuation of unprofitable products such as camcorders. In the 80s and 90s, JVC gained popularity with their VHS camcorders, following the success of their early VHS machines. Transitioning later to video projectors, they sought diversification, including a brief venture into PC sales, which was unsuccessful due to market saturation. In 2001, JVC represented less than 10% of Matsushita's sales, leading to further significant job cuts and financial problems. JVC offers a range of products in the 2020s, like car entertainment systems, projectors, headphones, and Bluetooth speakers, among others. Although the JVC brand was introduced to Japan in the 1990s, the company still bears the name Victor there and retains ownership of the brand for the Japanese. For fans of the His Master's Voice logo, JVC still offers earbuds and a limited edition music box that is reminiscent of old Victor phonographs.